and welcome back to my channel. Now it's whip of the week today. Fancied sitting down and just having a little bit of a natter with you. Now I didn't do whip of the week last week because I did that vlog video, and obviously there's enough talking in that video, so I didn't do a whip of the week. Now this is genuinely my whip. I was going to do the hair, but I want to get the background out of the way, so that's what I'm doing. Just in case you're interested in the hair, I'm going through a phase at the minute of not wanting to colour hair. I know, shocking. Not wanting to colour hair, but I've just used 3 different colour pencils. I've used the Polychromos Cream, Green Gold and Burnt Sienna, and that's how I've achieved this hair. I mean, it shouldn't take me, I say it shouldn't take me too long to finish that off, but that'll probably still take me about an hour. But I'm just going to go over with a acrylic paint. This is the brand Apple Barrel, and I want to go over the top with some Mod Podge as well, just being careful not to get it on the illustration. I might have to do the Mod Podge and then stop around the hair, and then when I finish the hair come back and put some more Mod Podge on. I think that's my idea anyway. So I've just got some normal pieces of paper just to protect the page behind. I do use my plastic sheets, but because this is acrylic paint, I'll just use this. This is what I've got to hand. So I hope that everyone's doing alright. Yeah, so this one is matte, so I need my pad. And I just pour my paint onto this and then just use this as a palette, and then when I've finished and it's dry, I just peel it off. Talking about painting, we had a bit of a mishap yesterday. I did some paint pouring with some paints from Aldi, and it was marketed as ready to pour paints, so I thought, right, perfect, you know, I don't have to bother mixing it and getting everything sorted. So I set everything up, protected my dining table, started doing it, and then halfway through I realised that the paint was way too thick, and I mean way too thick. And I used these really nice canvases that Colour with Claire sent me, so I'm really upset with myself. But I think I'll still upload that video as a whoopsie video, because I did record the whole thing. I'm just pre-wetting my brushes here. I might just put the light on and see if that's any better. It is quite bright today, but yeah, because where my desk is now, it's the opposite way of the window. So yeah, that's a little bit better. So yeah, I got halfway through this picture yesterday, or pictures, because I used 2 canvases and I hate them. I hate the way that they turned out. So I did put them just outside to dry. I even left them out there overnight, but I'm thinking that I'll be able to save the canvases. I can either, number 1, go over them with another paint, or here my brush, or I can try and attempt to peel it off, because it's that thick. I think I will be able to peel it off. I've not put masking tape down, so that's going to be a job for later on, because these were really nice canvases, so I'm really upset with myself, even though it wasn't my fault. Is that going to be enough? Nope, because it's just ran out. So can I save that for another page? So more masking tape. This should do. Yeah, so I think I'll still upload that video as just a whoopsie video, because, you know, it might be quite comical. I'll see if I can put some, what are they called, memes? Memes? Like funny little memes and funny music or something over the top, you know, make light of the situation. What's the point in being too upset? Right, there. But I did work on some, I'll be able to show you actually. I was using this tutorial book. Now, I don't know the rules on me videoing me doing a tutorial. I'm going to check up on that, because it might be worth me doing a video on this. It's going to be difficult for me to show you. So that book that I got recently, the Creative Watercolour and Mixed Media, obviously perfect for me, right down my street. So these are the 2 pictures that I'm working on at the minute. I prefer this one at the back because of the pops are green, but I'm just practicing, and then this one as well. And that effect was with bleach mixed with a bit of water. but I'm going to add some constellations to them as well. And my phone goes off, but luckily today I've got it on silent. So let's bring you down. I love the fact that with this camera it's so lightweight. I can see exactly what I'm filming now. I can move the camera up and down. It's brilliant. I love it, and obviously I can use it for my vlogging as well. Like I said, I'm going to have to be careful around the hair. Let's just start at the gecko. It is a gecko, that, I'm pretty sure it was. I did actually reference a picture, so I didn't just make the colour up of this guy. This is what colour he actually is. Let's bring you down a bit more. So I had to go, excuse me, I had to go to Isabel's school yesterday, my daughter's school. We had an appointment for orthotics, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think the dogs next door are blessing us with their beautiful presents. Even though I love dogs, we really, really do. Them next door get on my nerves. They've got 5 of them. 5. Anyway, so yeah, we had this appointment for orthotics. Now, when we saw the physios last, they said that they wanted her to start wearing splints to go to sleep in, and they'd be like, I don't know why I was worried about that line then. They wouldn't be like the traditional splints, like the really hard plastic one, because obviously her sleeping. And we explained that she's in a sleeping suit, because if we put her in a normal duvet she just kicks the covers off. And then we're up 2, 3, 4 times a night checking that she's covered up, because obviously with it getting a bit warmer it won't be too bad, but when it's cold weather you're having to go in and constantly check on her, even though we've got the camera on her. So it was like, obviously we weren't really happy about it, because we knew that would affect her sleep even more, and we don't need that. We need sleep, obviously, we all do. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. Have I got an even smaller one? I most certainly have. Yeah, so I was fully expecting that we went into that appointment and it was to basically talk about these splints, but it wasn't. It was to actually get measured for the splints. I've just got on a hand a little bit. I need an even smaller brush. I think this is the smallest one I own, which is annoying. No, I've not. Is that even smaller? It is. Yeah, so I went into this appointment just, thinking that we were going to be speaking about these splints and whatnot, and it wasn't. It was for her to be measured, which was fine. As soon as she saw me though, because my mother-in-law had to run me down, the school is like 20 minutes in the car. It's not local, it's not local for me to walk, and if I had to get public transport I'd have to get on 2 buses. 2 separate buses, one to my local town and then another one then to her school. So it's not in a great position. Have I missed part of its leg there? I don't think so, no. Near our house, it's not near our house basically. So we went down there, and as soon as she saw us she just looked confused, as if it said, why are you in my school number 1 and why is Nanny here number 2? But she wasn't too bad. I mean, we spoke about what was going to happen and etc, etc. And then they had to put these little tights on that were wet, to then put a cast on both of the legs. Now we did the first leg, the left leg, and I thought we were finished. That was just a stupid blonde moment. Why would I think just one leg? So yeah, we did the other one, and then she said, shall I say, it was a lady that was speaking to us to pick the design that we want for the cast. And I'm thinking, number 1, why do we need a design if it's for bedtime? But anyway, so I picked a snakeskin, probably the most brightest colour that I could see on the screen. It's bright pink, like a fuchsia colour. And they said, right, she said, well, you need to come back in 2 to 3 weeks once they've been made, and then we can test and see if they fit her alright. If they don't, then they'll have to be stretched. So Isabel will need to wear these 24/7. What? And that was just my response. What? Yeah, she needs to wear these all the time. and I didn't say this at the time, but I was just a bit confused. But I walked out and I rung my husband up to let him know what happened at the appointment. If I can find it, I'll put a picture over here where she was getting the cast put on, because it wasn't me that took the picture, it was my mother-in-law. So I'll see if she can send me that. But yeah, they want her to wear it 24/7, which I'm not doing. I'm not making her wear them all day and then all night, because they're not the soft, flexible ones like we spoke about. They're the rock hard as my table hard. So yeah, I'm not going to be making her sleep in them. Like I said, we're already struggling with her sleeping, so adding to that is a no-no from me. So the whole reason for her to have these splints, she's got some special shoes now that I've got special insoles to keep her foot in a certain position, but we've been using them for a couple of years now and they don't seem to be working as well as we want them to. So when she stretches or she gets excited, like say this is your foot, I know I struggled doing it, like this is your foot, and when she gets excited, like we just keep her foot like that, her foot goes completely straight and she pushes forward. So they want to keep the foot in the same position, in the correct position. That's the whole reason for the splints. So I don't know how my child is gonna react to having these on for the first time. I have no idea. But the only good thing about having splints, if they work, other than that, is we can buy her really pretty shoes now, really pretty shoes. If you've watched any of my vlogs or you've seen her, you might have seen the shoes that she wears. She's got one pair of these purple boots, and they look a little bit like high top Converse, but leather, if you can imagine that. I mean, they're cute, there's nothing wrong with them, but they're not the cutest shoes out there. So the only good thing, like I said, is we can buy her some really, really cute shoes now, which I've not managed to do in 2.5, 3 years, I want to say. I want to get her some Nelly Kelly shoes, but they're quite expensive. But when it comes to her growing out of them, we can just sell them. There'll not be a scratch on the sole of them, because obviously she's not going outside walking. They will look brand new. That's my thought process anyway, and then when we sell them, that can go towards the next nice pair of shoes. So we want to get her a pair, well, I want to get her a pair of Nelly Kelly shoes, and then we just bought her some, well, my husband bought them at Christmas, some Nike trainers just to wear, like the off chance that she could wear them. And I think she's worn them once, so she can't wear them anymore, because these new shoes that we need to buy her need to be one size bigger, because once she's got the splint on her foot, it makes obviously a shoe size longer and wider. So we need to take her at the weekend, get her properly sized up, because we don't know what size she is now. They're not sized like our shoes, her special needs shoes. So yeah, we need to get her all sized up and then buy some shoes to take with us to the next appointment. But yeah, not like we needed something else to add on to the stirring, because when it comes to summer, obviously she'll be wearing little shorts, and then you'll have these splints that are on shore. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, to be honest, and it being all sweaty warm. I mean, our summer's over here. Number one, they've got earlier, and number two, they've got so much warmer. It's unbelievable, the summers, and we don't have aircon. I mean, we buy fans and we put them in the kids' rooms and in the main living room at night time, but it's horrible, horrible. I hate the summer now. It's really pretty colour, that, isn't it? I was trying to match the blues in that, and it's slightly off, but I think it's still quite pretty. It does the job. It does the job. What else have we been doing last weekend? Don't think we did much last weekend. I think we just stopped in, but we've got nice weather coming this weekend. So on Friday we're going out to my favourite restaurant. Yes! We're going to Miller & Carter for Mother's Day, an early Mother's Day, because Sunday was all booked up, and I don't mind anyway. I mean, we could have gone Wednesday for all I care. I don't care what day it was, as long as we're going, I'm happy. So we're going there on Friday. We're taking my mother-in-law, We're taking both of the kids. I mean, Isabel won't eat there. We'll give her a tea beforehand and she might have maybe, I don't know, a couple of chips or garlic bread and cheese, something like that. My mother-in-law's that tiny, she's having a starter as a main. Yes, she's having a starter as a main. So I think I'll just paint around this bit with the smaller brush and then switch to my big one. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. And before I bought this camera, I was £20 short. And my son said, "Do you want me to give you £20 for Mother's Day?" And I thought, oh, that's really sweet. And then it came up in conversation either yesterday or the day before. He said, "Well, I don't have to worry about Mother's Day, you're already sorted now." Yeah, so he gave me £20 for Mother's Day, which I thought was quite nice. And that was out of his own money. And yesterday I probably spent about 4 hours altogether watching David Attenborough's Dynasties. I'd realised number 2 had just come out. It was on last Sunday for the first time and it was all about pumas. My God, does that show give me up and down emotions. I had Rolo sat with me and at one point I was crying and screaming at the TV and she had to jump down because she was scared. It does, it makes your emotions go all over the show, that programme, because it really does show you and the lives of one particular family and shows you the struggles, what they go through. Oh, I get emotional talking about it. It's so sad, some of the things that happens to wild animals. So yeah, I watched the puma one, which was Dynasties 2, and then straight after that I watched I think it was the chimpanzee one. And I was messaging one of my friends and I said, I'm going to have to get up and start doing things, otherwise I'm going to sit here all day watching this. So that evening I actually shared it on Instagram. I didn't do any art. I just got in bed with my dog Rolo and watched Dynasties. That's all I did last night and I loved it. And I watched 2 episodes. I watched the lion one, which the lioness called Charm. If you've seen the original Dynasties, oh my God, she's amazing, absolutely amazing. All lions and stuff are, but in particular that mum, unbelievable. And then what was the other one? Oh, the Emperor Penguins. So yeah, it was gone like 11:15 by the time that they'd finished, and I thought, right, I think I best go to bed now. Yeah, well, I was in bed. I best turn everything off and start going to sleep. But yeah, I love David Attenborough. And it's even better when you don't realise he's got a new show coming out, because then you don't have to wait. There was a book in Tesco, because Isabel really loves books at the minute, and it was all about David Attenborough, like a kiddie's book. But she couldn't have had it because it was a soft paper book and she'll rip the pages. Am I going to be able to do this without going over the hair? Yeah, it's a soft paper book, like just paper like this, and she'd just rip it, not purposely, but when she's trying to turn the pages, that's what she'd end up doing. But yeah, it was fun yesterday. Basically, it was a David Attenborough day. I'm going to have to go over some of these areas a couple of times, I think, because I had water in the brush. I think so. So, on to stuff about the house. We have found a house that we really, really like. It's a little bit cheaper than the houses that we were looking at, but it's really, really nice. The location is perfect where it is, but it's a little bit, I don't know the right word, like it needs a lick of paint. The whole of the house needs a lick of paint. It would eventually need a new bathroom, a new kitchen. What else was there? The back garden on the picture looked huge, which is not our sort of thing. We're not gardeners. We just keep the garden. We just keep the garden tidy, and we just like it to just be tidy. If it was up to us, we'd have fake grass and just a couple of plant pots. So yeah, it was a big garden and big massive trees down one side, which you'd have to probably get a tree surgeon out to cut them, which is adding to the cost of things each month. But we went for a little walk last night. It's literally a stone throws away. It's not on this estate that we live on. It's like where we live, and there's like a farmer's field we live here, there's a farmer's field here, and it's just here on this estate. So it's just over the field. And every time that we walk through there, me and my husband both say we'd like to have a house around here. And obviously with that being a little bit cheaper, I mean it's not loads cheaper, a little bit cheaper, we could possibly do it up over time. There's a dining room separate at the back of the house, so the layout is similar to this, it's just a bigger house and definitely bigger upstairs. So Isabel could go straight into the dining room. Well, it wouldn't be a dining room, obviously, it'd be Isabel's room. And then eventually we'd be able to push back into the garden to get a wet room created for her. But obviously we've still not put our house up for sale yet, because when we had that really bad weather it damaged the fence terribly. Now we've managed to get in contact with the people that are gonna fix the... I'm just looking at my phone, my husband's trying to remember. Even though I've just left him a voicemail message saying I'm filming early and then I can edit it and then I need to go and have a bath and I want to tone my hair, so I won't be answering. So he rings me anyway. Where was I up to? Yeah, so she'd have a wet room created, but we'd be able to move straight in and plop her downstairs sort of thing until we got our wet room and stuff sorted. Until then we'd probably have to have a stair lift put in so she could use the bathroom upstairs. Oh, that was it. The main bathroom upstairs, it had like a jacuzzi bath, which no, I am terrified of them things. I've heard horror stories of people's hair getting sucked up into the what do they call them, the suction things that creates the bubbles. And I understand that you can get in it and not turn the suction thing on, I understand that. But then you get all grime and stuff and mould in the holes that the bubbles come out of, the air comes out of. And I'm just like, no, I can't. It makes me feel nauseous even thinking about it. So that would be one of the things that we'd have to change. We'd have to take the bath out and then put a new bath in to really retile all the floor and walls. So we're waiting for the estate agents to get back to us because my husband's texted them. He's really mega busy at work, so when it comes to ringing people, especially when he knows he's going to be on the phone for a while, it has to be weekends, and obviously people are busy at the weekends. Yeah, so he messaged them. I've lost my train of thought again. He messaged them and said, listen, we've managed to get hold of the people that are going to fix the fence. It was damaged during the storms. And they've said that the waiting list is going to be a little while because they've got a backlog of people that they need to go and sort out. So he said, right, fine. And it needs painting. So we need to wait and hear back from the estate agents. He might come back and say, don't put the house up until the fence is fixed. It's not like completely broke, it's just bent. It's bent at the top. And if we have any more bad weather, I think it would go. So we need to hear from him, because he might say just put it up for sale and explain to the people that are coming viewing your house that you are getting the fence fixed, you're just waiting for someone to come around and do it. So me and Kirsta are going to be painting it, starting to paint it tomorrow and possibly Friday, because it's a long fence and we need to do in and out and then the bottom of the garden as well. So it's not a small job, we just can't touch the bit that's broken, obviously, because if the fence panels or anything need replacing, what's the point in painting them and having to do it all over again? So yeah, we could always say to the people that are viewing the house, see, we've painted this bit and we're just waiting for it to be repaired. Once it's repaired, if we have moved out, we'll leave you the paint, or if we're still here, we'll get it painted, whatever. So I'm just hoping that it doesn't take them, I'm just trying to use this paint up now so I'm not wasting it. I'm hoping that it doesn't take them too long to get back to us. Maybe today or tomorrow. And then we know where we're at as well, because I did say to my husband last night, we're leaving it longer and longer and longer, and we're going to be coming up. It's going to be summer holidays before we know it. And then if people are wanting to come round and view the house in the daytime, it's going to be so hard work having Isabel in the house on my own, and then the dog, and then if the dog barks when the door goes, it's just so stressful. Obviously people come round in the evenings and I can take Isabel out for a walk and Rolo, Talking about walks, we went for a walk last night and we went to have a look at that house on the outside. I like where it is. It's like the end of a cul-de-sac, like quite private. Yeah, so I really like where it is. But we was out walking for about an hour. Halfway through the walk, Rollo was just jumping up at me and looking up at me as if it's a woman, pick me up, my little legs can't handle this. And she was knackered. I brought her upstairs in bed with me when I was watching David Attenborough. She wouldn't even sit next to me. She was just sat at the end of the bed, on her back with her legs up in the air and her tongue sticking out. She looked pooped, basically. It was quite comical. So I'm going to have to wait until this dries. I don't mind if I get paint on the opposite side because there's no illustration on there. Let's put them paintbrushes in there. And I'll just pop a little bit of Mod Podge. Now, Mod Podge, what sort of paintbrush do I want? We'll just get a medium one, I think. This one's had Mod Podge on. I can see hot glitter. It's not going to pick up on camera. Well, there's glitter flying off everywhere. My husband's off work as well, not next week, the week after. So I think me and him are going to go to Chester Zoo. We're going to go to Chester Zoo, just me and him, no kids. It's like a day and I think I'm going to vlog it. If I'm brave enough, I think I'm going to vlog it. Some of you seem to like the banter that me and Danny have together, and that's just us on a daily basis, to be honest. So I think it'll be quite comical, because I mean, if we go to the zoo and let's say we get there for 10 o'clock, 10, 11, 12, 1, we'd probably have to leave for about 2 to make sure we're back for the bus. So that's 4 hours, 4 hours of walking around. Obviously I'm not going to film for the full 4 hours, but I'd be able to get maybe half an hour's worth of footage of us both, like looking around the zoo. We wanted to go a couple of months ago, but half of the places in the zoo were closed, and I thought, I'm not paying them the prices for only to see half of the zoo. So we'll see. Right, I'm going to leave this to dry and I will come back. Right, so I think that should be dry enough. So yeah, today is my last day of filming. I did film a little bit on Monday, and then I filmed me doing that disaster of the paint pour yesterday. It still annoys me. It still annoys me that. If it was just on a cheap canvas, oh my god, am I going to be able to open this? If it was on a cheap canvas, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to open this because it's probably glued shut. Oh my god, yeah, I can't open it. One last try. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, I definitely can't open this thing. Right, so I'm going to have to find, why I keep trying, I don't know. I'm going to have to try and find something else that I can use for glitter. No! So that was a failure, wasn't it? My hand is still killing me, although I've got these are meant for face and body glitters, and I've used these on a page before and they've been alright. So I was thinking the oranges to go with the orange, the blues to go with the blues, and then just a see-through glitter. And I'll just use my finger to apply these. It might, you know, be another disaster. We shall see. We shall see. I've just been trying to get hold of my husband all bloody morning. I keep missing his calls and then he's missing mine, and then he's ringing me up when I'm recording. So I finally just got in contact with him. Oh, it might be a bit much, this. Let's just see. There's nothing I can do now. Put it on the page. So yeah, me and Kirsty are doing the fence tomorrow. She said that she's going to shove paint all over me. I'm going to record her if she does. Because she won't like that. She won't like that. No, I don't think I will be able to record any of it, even though I think it'll be quite comical. I have never painted a fence before. I don't think I've even painted a wall in a house. So I'm hoping that we can get most of it done, to be honest, tomorrow. Obviously we'll have to take breaks and whatnot. Let's try a bit of this orange one. I've used a lot of that blue one, there's not much left. I mean, these were cheap as chips, these glitters. I think they were like £3 for like a pack of 6 of them. Really inexpensive. That's going to burst out that into all over the page. You've got a blockage, haven't you? It's all blocked up. Well, it's a good job that I like mixed media, isn't it? But I want to do other filming today. I did that, let me try and unblock this. I did that Hannah Calzon page, done to the background of it, and a lot of people have wanted more of that page. Now, I did say that I will do more of it on camera. I wasn't planning on doing all of it on camera, with it being a double page spread. It will take me a while, so I might just choose bits to do. Let me have a look at it. Maybe like the headpiece on one, or the birds or something. And then just add all them videos together to do like a time lapse of the whole page, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. But it's nice enough weather. Yes, nice enough weather to put the clothes out on the line. If you're from the UK, you'll understand why that's so exciting. So I can get my maiden and stuff out. Although I did put my stuff on the line at the weekend, and my husband thought it was acceptable to put my underwear on the line for the neighbours to see. I had to go out there and pull them off. I said, I don't want the neighbours seeing my knickers. So I had to take them off the line. That's what the maiden's for, Dana. You put your knickers and your socks on the maiden. Or I put all Isabel's bibs and stuff on the maiden. Did you see that picture as well that I shared on the community tab of her? She looked so cute. She was happy as well this morning to go to school. She was happy to get on the bus. I didn't get the usual dirty look when the bus was driving away, because that's her thing. She's got the best stink eye of ever. The best stink eye that I've ever seen on a child. Like, as if it's saying, why are you sending me off to school and you're at home? Let's put some of this on over the top. But I did a pizza last night for a tea. She's really enjoying pizza lately. And I had some mozzarella that I needed to use up in the fridge. And I put some of that on hers, and Lewis had the same, but obviously a bigger version. And both of them wolfed it down, and Lewis said, oh, it was so nice with that mozzarella on. I need to go and do another shop, actually. The price of everything is just shooting up, isn't it? Everything. We did a compare the market, like for the mortgage for the new house. And since doing it last month to doing it the other day, it's gone up by £100. So yeah, I'm going to have to budget a little bit more and be careful. I think maybe a little bit more on this side, but that might be enough glitter. So I'll have to let this naturally dry. Just wipe my finger. Can't let glitter off, is it off? I think I'm going to go and get my nails done as well next week, because I've got that concert a week on Friday. I'm so excited for it. My son's not over that bothered, he just said he's interested to see what the atmosphere is like. He doesn't really like the music, he don't even give it a chance, not even listen to it on Spotify. But anyway, that'll be the end of Whip of the Week. That should dry like glue, all clear, but look how pretty that is. I mean, I could have used a metallic watercolour over the top, but it might have gone a bit funny, and I would have used loads of it with the acrylic base already down there. So that saves it. If I can find these, I'll link them in the description, but I just typed in glitter face gel or glitter face paint or something, and they popped up. They're so cheap, and they dry, and they don't come off the page as well. But anyway, if you did like the video, please do leave me a big thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Take care.